We're in Loris today, and we're at the Wake Stone Corporation. I had driven by this place many times before and was curious because I'd never been to a quarry. And then I met up with Hunter Jenkins, and Hunter filled me in on what this was all about and promised to do this interview. So here we go. Tell me what you do here.
Diane, I'm the sales rep for the North Myrtle Beach Quarry.
Tell me about Wake Stone. Who is this company? What is it all about?
Wake Stone originated, our home office is in Raleigh, North Carolina, in Knightdale, and we've got 4 other operations there. Those are hard rock granite quarries, as we call them, and we branched out and opened this one up in about 17 years ago, and this is our only limestone operation.
So traditionally here in Loris, you've been working with contractors who pave roads and build neighborhoods, etc.?
That's correct. We work with all the site contractors, and anytime you see a roadway go in, there's anywhere from 6 to 12 inches of our material underneath the asphalt.
And then you branched out to be working with farmers.
That's right. We knew early on that this product was high in calcium. Calcium is a very important mineral in the soil for growing crops, and so when the timing was right, we decided to move forward and branch out into the agricultural sector.
Well, let me back up for just a moment, because I'm curious on how you looked at all this beautiful land out here in Loris and someone said, you know, I think this would be a great quarry. We need to start digging. I mean, how does that all begin?
Well, Diane, Wake Stone's been in business for almost 50 years. We have geologists on staff, and with the maps and the history of the veins of rock and limestone that are around, he is very aware of what's out there. But you still have to get a large enough tract of land that you can mine in order to be profitable and be there for an extended period of time.
We're obviously right here in the middle of it, which is why we have our hard hats on. So tell me what we're seeing here. Kind of take me through step by step.
Diane, we start out mining and digging the rock from the hole, and the raw product comes in as large rocks. So we go through a crushing process in order to downsize it and to screen our product to make a number of different products. Once we get it to our raw feed material, which we call structural fill, that is what we feed into our AgLime plant in order to run it through a dryer. Then it's pulverized so that the farmers can then spread it on their fields.
How many people work here?
Wake Stone company-wide have about 160 employees, but here at the North Myrtle Beach Quarry, we have about 19 employees.
I would have thought you had more. This place is huge. How many acres here?
We've got, we're mining just slightly shy of 2,000 acres here. Part of it is owned and some of it is leased, but we are currently mining almost 1,800 acres.
Now, when you took us on the tour, it was fascinating. I loved seeing some of the formations in the rock. It was almost artsy. But one of the most fascinating things was the water that poured out of the rock. And I said to you, where is that coming from? And you said, it's groundwater. Okay, we've had a lot of rains and hurricanes lately, but that was an amazing pour.
Diane, we manage water constantly, and we move it from reservoir to reservoir. Once we dig out an area, we have to manage the water in order to be able to get to the stone to dig it.
Your reservoir over here looked like something out of the Caribbean. How does that water look so clear and blue and beautiful?
It's just God's way of handling it. It is crystal clear water.
It's amazing.
And it is beautiful. It really is. Very clear.
Let's brag about your product. As a salesperson, I'm sure you've got the right sales pitch, but what makes your product for farmers better than others?
Diane, there are 2 types of lime. There's dolomitic lime and then there's calcitic lime, as we call it, high cal lime. The difference in the 2 is really the magnesium. A dolomitic lime, or the common dolomitic source, which is coming out of Tennessee Valley, is about 22% calcium, and it'll have about 9% magnesium in it. Our calcitic lime, or most high cal limes, will have in the neighborhood of 35 to 40% elemental calcium. We guarantee, Wake Stone guarantees 35% elemental calcium, but we've got test results that are showing right at 40% elemental calcium. So it's a great source of calcium for the farmer. Now, from a magnesium standpoint, we only have about 0.5% of magnesium. But much of the soils in South Carolina and even in North Carolina are high in magnesium, and therefore they can use the calcitic soil in rotation. If you get the magnesium levels up too high in your soil, it will lock your soil down. You'll end up using more nitrogen fertilizer to get the same effect. So you really have to have a good ratio between your calcium and your magnesium levels in the soil. To find that out, you have to do your soil test.
And most of the farmers that I've talked to who utilize your products say they like the lightness of your product.
That's correct, and it does. It's a very good product. It's very high in calcium, as I said before. It spreads well. We're a locally produced material. We service all of South Carolina. We're certified in South Carolina as well as we're certified in North Carolina.
Now, Hunter, tell me a little bit about the type of farmers that use your product. I mean, are they farming, like, do all farmers need this, or farmers that are just growing edible crops?
Everybody, all crops need calcium. We've got a lot of vegetable growers because it's really good on vegetable crops, but at the same time, it's great for corn, soybeans, cotton, peanuts. Peanuts love calcium, so it's great for peanuts as well. So it really, you know, we're right, and where we're located, we can service a very large farming and agricultural community right where we're located. So we're perfectly situated.
Hunter, I know that there's some other areas that y'all are branching out into that will ultimately supply the farmer.
That's right. About a year ago, we talked about it for a while, and again, we knew that the calcium source, the calcium level in our limestone was extremely high. And we have since branched out into the feed market. We're actually using our limestone to supply to feed mills, to which they put in chicken feed or animal feed in general for hogs, swine feed, in order to increase their bone density, eggshell strength with the calcium. So it's become a really good calcium source. So it's just another branch that we can reach out to the farmer and in the agriculture sector.
But you won't be working directly with the farmer. You'll be working with their supplier. Is that
That's right. That's right. The AgLime, we go through dealers. We will sell also to farmers. We also sell to dealers because they reach a vast majority of the farming community. Our feed product is sold through a wholesaler that has the connections with the feed mills, and it goes directly to the feed mills.
Well, I can't thank you enough, because this has been absolutely fascinating. And next time you drive by Wakestone Corporation, you will know what actually goes on behind the front gate. And you'll also know that this is a great family operation out of Knightdale, North Carolina. And my friend Hunter Jenkins, thanks for the tour. And farmers, give Hunter a call. He'll be waiting.